Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I hope you're all sound and safe and excited for this session for. Hi, everyone. Yeah. So I hope you all are excited for this session because this one is going to be the last one for this teacher training program. And we are going to do and make a lot of things. Of course, in this particular session, we're going to complete our 3D duck hunt game that we started in yesterday's session. Hello, Miss Kapish. Hi, everybody. So we're just going to wait for a few more minutes so that everybody can join us. In this session, we will complete the duck hunt game, and we will also understand how we can create entire UI of a game or entire UI in the 3D and XR studio of PictoBlocks. With that, we also will be taking a look at how exactly we will be, how exactly you can basically be a top performers, how we can make and plan out your caption project, what are the points that you need to know or keep in mind while you're creating your caption project, and more. So basically, we are going to discuss quite a lot in this particular session. So I humbly request you to stay till the end and enjoy. Hello, Mr. Akhil. Hello, Miss Reshma. Good evening, Mr. Rajvi. Good evening, dear robotics. Good afternoon, actually. Yeah. So some people who are joining us are good evening ones, some people are good afternoon ones, and some are good morning. So therefore, whenever I start the session, I always say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All right. So I think it's the right time to begin with our session. So let's just quickly hop in. I'll share my screen and show you what is the part or things that we'll be covering in this particular session. All right. Okay, so before moving ahead, and I really do want others to also join in, so I'm just going to wait for 2 more minutes. But by the time, I request all of you to please fill the post survey form. This is the post survey form of this particular teacher training program. So I very humbly request all of you to please fill the post survey form. I'm sharing the link in the chat box. It is also there in front of your screen. You can just scan the QR code also if you wish to. But I very humbly request you to fill the post survey form and make sure to fill the pre-survey form if you haven't yet. So both the forms will be linked in your live chat box. As of now, it is there. And you can see it's pinned in the live chat box. So I really humbly request you to please kindly click on the link and fill the post survey form. Hello, Mr. Bhupendra. Good evening, Vinny. Hello, Faradus. Give ample of days for caption project. For sure, Miss Nazia. For sure. We will be giving you quite a good amount of days to complete your project. Please share the shortcut to reset the workspace in design window. Um, Reset the workspace, basically removing all the elements. That is what you're asking, Mr. Bhupendra. So I'm just going to wait for 2 more minutes. Then we will begin with the session. To all the new joinees, please fill the post survey form. The link is there in the chat box. Kindly repeat the process of bullet programming if possible. Why not? I will. I'll quickly brief the entire code that we did yesterday, and then we will start with the next part. Good afternoon and good evening. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's a good to go part. And all right, so let's take a look at what exactly is up for session number 5. which is focused on game design and creating launch screens and surroundings as well. So we are going to focus on that. Let's also take a look at what are the topics that we will be covering in this particular session, shall we? I will be introducing you to game UI and UX design, how exactly you can design the user interface for your game that you will be creating. Then also, coding that interface so that it can be interlinked with your game that you make. Implementing the scoring mechanisms, since we also want to implement how many ducks you shoot down. So that is something that you also want to understand. So we will be including a scoring mechanism as well. And of course, at the end, we will be just tuning and tweaking our game a little bit to make it fine and make it more realistic as well as enjoyable for the user. So that is what the agenda of today's session is. And of course, we will also be talking about what are the capstone project criterias, what are the top performance criteria, and at the end of the session, I will reveal what is the last date of submission for capstone project. So I request all of you to please stay till the end, and let's begin with the game. So this part, what we will be doing, first of all, I will be just revisiting the entire game. I will be showing you what exactly we have done till now and what the code looks like. I'll be just quickly revising the same and also the code, also the entire algorithm, and then we will move to the duck hunt, which is basically shooting down the duck and how does that particular animation will take place. So that is something that we will be doing in this particular session. So I think we are good to go. No, just resizing the whole content. We will share it to you, Mr. Bhupendra. No worries. Good evening, Miss Mel. All right, I'm sharing my Pictoblock screen. Allow me a moment. There you go. 3D NXR Studio, and let's open the file. Session 4, Duck Hunt game. So till now, quickly revising, till now what we did, we added bullets, we added and our this particular AR camera, and in the AR camera we added this first person perspective gun, which is right over here as you can see. What we did is we created different states for this particular gun, states by which we can create the shooting animation. Then and thereafter, we created such shooting animation. Let me show it to you as well. These are the type of shooting animation we created. Something like aim, by which we will be able to aim down, by which we'll be coming back from aim to the normal position, then shoot, and then aim shoot. So this is what we did, like 4 animations we created. Then after this, what we did, we also added a cursor image to our AR camera. A lot of you were wondering why there is cursor image not available in your AR camera. So I very humbly request you to make sure that you have the latest version of Pictoblocks installed in your device. Then only there will be few things that we have added, of course. That is why we told you to download the latest version. So make sure that the latest version is installed in your laptop or your PC. Then only you will be able to add cursor. So yeah, make sure it is there in your laptop and PC. After this, what we did, after we also added the cursor image, added the first perspective gun in AR camera only. Then we also added this particular environment, the rocky path, which we added at the end. But before that, we also added bullet. So bullet is basically a normal 3D object that we got from stock library. So what we did, we created a very unique way. We understood how exactly this bullet is going to work around. We created a group of this bullet so that what will happen once we rotate the bullet around, the group is not rotated, but the bullet is rotated around. So then if we shoot the bullet will not be reversed when we are shooting it. So it will not go like this when we are shooting it. It will go like this. So that is why we created a bullet G, which is the group. Same way we added ducks. So you can see ducks are already added right now over here. And then we have animations in ducks also. So if we select one by one, you will see we added animations to the duck also. And with that, what we did, we repeated the animation 10 times. So it's up to your environment, up to the size of your duck, up to the size of your environment setup. So you can repeat it as many times as you want according to your particular setup. Right. Then we added all the three ducks into this DG group. And then we understood that when we were making it move forward, what was happening? The ducks were going towards the left-hand side. When we are coding it to move forward. So what we did to do the same thing, just like bullet, we created one more group in which we added the entire group of ducks and then rotated that group around. So that is what we did. And thereafter, you can see our ducks looks like they're moving forward. Okay. All right. After this, we also added a pointer. Pointer is basically right over here, if you can see it on my screen. So what I did was I added any object like shape, any sphere or any other shape. Place it at the same level of the ducks. So if you can see in the properties, the y is 50 for the pointer as well as for the ducks. So what I did was I added a shape, created a group, and then removed the shape, deleted the shape. So the group will stay. So this group is completely empty. Then what I did, I asked my ducks to pick a random position from these two areas. So basically, if I annotate, let me close the AR preview. So what I did, I wanted my ducks to come out of these two areas. So for this, I coded it to pick a random place from these two and then move towards or point towards this particular pointer. So let's say if my ducks are spawning from here, so they will point towards like this and then move forward. If they are spawning from here, they will point towards this and move like this. Same way, every part, they will point towards this and move forward. That is what we wanted to do. Therefore, we added ourselves over here also so that we can also move around and see where the ducks are and then shot them. All right, so this is what we did in the previous session. Now, this was just the designing part and just understanding the logic. Once you do so, you will be also able to understand what the code was like. So right over here, I have the code file. So what we did, we created animations. So therefore, when the left mouse button is pressed, we want to aim. When it is released, we want to aim down. Based on this, we created a position check or pause check variable by which we were checking what is the position of the gun. Is it aimed or is it aimed down? Right? On the basis of this, what we did, we wanted to shoot. Whether shoot aim or aim shoot or just normal shoot. So that is why we use this particular variable to determine whether the player is shooting when it is aiming or shooting when the aim is down. This is only for checking that only, right? Then what we did, we added when the left mouse button is pressed, we want to create clone of bullet G. Bullet G is basically the bullet only. And when F also is pressed, we want to create a clone of bullet. Then when the clone bullet starts appearing, like when the clone is there, what we want to do, we broadcast pause check. Same thing. So over here, it was a variable, and then we created a message pause check just to check the position. And we later on called it upon after this particular bullet G. What we did, we first hided the bullet using bullet G to appear visible in false. So what happens? The bullet that was cloned was hidden. Why? Because we wanted to first make it go to the AR camera XYZ position, rotate in the AR camera XYZ positions degree, then move forward a little bit so that it looks like it is coming out of the gun and going to directly to the aim, then made it visible and then made it move forward. And once it moves till the minus 500, we deleted the clone. Very simple, very easy code. After this, we did the post check. So if post check equals to 0, that means the person is normally shooting. If it is 1, that means the person wants to aim and shoot, right? Okay, so when the green flag is clicked, what we did, we reloaded the scene, wait for 1 second, added the rocky path, this particular world collision, then set first person player control on Toby, right? Because the first person player control goes particularly on Toby only over in this particular game. Then we added a forever loop in which we broadcasted bird fly, which is basically a message by which we played the duck animation of flying. Then we broadcasted the bird move, after which we are waiting. Why we are waiting? Because we want this particular thing to take place. And then after all, we want it to take place again. So therefore, we have added both of these particular broadcast messages in a forever loop. So bird move is basically we want both all the three ducks to appear. Then we want them to pick a random place from the two that we picked. Then we want them to point towards the pointer, which I added, the group, the empty group, and then repeat moving them forward, right? Now is the part where we want to understand how we will shoot down a duck and what will happen once we do that. So for this, what I will be doing, I'll be adding one more duck. Okay, so let's go to design. So I can go over ducks, this, and I can just double click on it. I'm right over here. Then I will duplicate it. This is duck 4. I will ungroup this duck. Oops. Okay, let me just add one more very simply. I'll go into the 3D object library, go to uploads. I already have the duck and place it over here. You can place it anywhere, but make sure it is not visible to the person. So I request you to place it below this rocky path. Okay, let me just double click on it and place it below the ground. There you go. So this is where our falling duck will be. Now rotate it around. First thing, rotate it like this. It will be minus 90. Then rotate it around like this, so that it looks like it's falling down. Okay, that's good to go. So this is what it will look like. So what you can do is you can rename it as short duck. Right. Okay, now another part that I just wanted to mention, the ones who didn't join or wasn't able to join the previous session, this particular activity or these two sessions that we are organizing, these are not promoting violence on animals or any type of violence in any particular way. This particular game is a part of learning. So I really appreciate if you take it as a learning experience only. And please do not influence yourself to promote any type of violence for this particular game. This is an OG game, and a lot of you wanted to understand how to create this particular one. Therefore, we opted for this game only. Of course, if you want, in your classroom setting, for your classroom setting, you can replace ducks with aliens or monsters. So it's up to you. Or what you can do is, we learned about drive and smash car game. Instead of drive and smash, you can do shoot and smash. Basically, you can also create shootable objects or objects with dynamic state and shoot the bullet and make them fall. So that is something that you can also do. Okay, so it's just an activity and learning experience for all of you. So kindly take it as that only. Okay, thank you. All right, now you can see the short duck is added. Now what do I want to do is I simply want to broadcast a message in which I will be basically understanding whether the duck is dead or not. So it can be a message, we can name it as shot down, or we can also name it as collide or collision. So it's up to you, however you want to rename that particular message that you want to do. Okay, so what do we want to do is first, of course, rotated it by some angle so that it looks like it is falling. And of course, then animate it. So what we can do is go over here, inbuilt, and select this particular animation. So you can also make it repeat 10 times if you want to, or if not, like 6 times, because The duck is shot down, so let's not repeat it multiple times, or let's say not even six, 4 times only. After this, what do I want to do? I want to switch to block-based coding. Let's do that. Okay. And now, oops. Now what do I want to do is I want to broadcast a message. Just waiting. Yeah. Let me remove my video. Yeah. All right. Now what do I want to do? I want to broadcast a message and place this broadcasted message right over here with other messages. Okay. This will be duck down. Okay. Duck down message. So let's have a little more appropriate language for this. Duck down. So now what will happen? When this message is broadcast, we want to keep on checking which duck was shot. So for this, what we will do, when I receive duck down, what do I want to do? I want to check whether duck 1 is touching another object or not. If it is touching, then I want to check whether it is duck 1. If it is visible, then change the score by 1. If it is not, then of course no change is required. Now you have to tell me how to code this part. It's very easy, it's very simple. I just told you. I'm waiting for your answer in the live chat box. Go on. What do I want to do is I want to just simply check whether the duck 1 is touching any other object or not. If it is touching, then I want to check, is it alive? Means is it visible? If yes, then change the score by 1. That means it is already alive. Now we have shot it down. So then only we can change the score. So by the time you are telling me how to do it, I will be creating a variable and naming it as score. So score variable added. All right, good to go. Still waiting. If then block sensing. Very good. Perfect. What do I want to do? Go to if and use this control palette and go and select this if then block. After this, what do I want to do? I want to check if the duck is touching another object or not. For this, I'm going in sensing palette and grabbing this particular block and check duck touching another object. If it is touching another object, then I want to check again. Is it alive or not? So for this, I will use another if then. I'll go to operators, grab this one, and then go to transform. Over here, I can see get duck 1 or duck is visible. If true, then only I want to change the score by 1. Very easy, very simple. What we did, we first checked is duck 1 or duck is touching another object. That means is it touching the bullet? If it is, then I want to check. Is it already alive or dead? If it is alive, that means if it is true, if it is visible, then only change the score by 1. That means now it is dead. Okay, so now it is being shot down. Same thing, what do I want to do is now after it is visible and after I have changed the score, now I want to hide it. So I will go in transform once again and I will I will check this particular one, take this particular one and make set duck to appear visible false. Simple as that. Once it is shot down, I want to make it disappear from the particular area. So that is what I'm doing, right? Very simple, very easy. Okay. Now, after I'm done with this, what do I want to do? Remember, I made a particular or I created a particular duck, another duck, which was duck down or short duck. I think was the name of that particular um, object, the 3D object. So what do I want to do? I want to set the position of Let me short duck to globally to what position? Of position of duck 1. So I will get position of duck 1. So it's a global position I have to get of duck. Duplicate for XYZ. All right. Now what I will do, just grab it and place it over here. So this will make the short duck to go to that particular area. Okay. After this, I want this particular dead duck to appear. So I will once again go over here and set the short duck to appear or visible as true. Very simple, very easy, good to go. All right. After this, what do I want to do is I want to broadcast another message or another two messages. Okay. One of it will be to rotate the bird and one of it will be to move the short duck. So basically, I want to make it look like it's going like this, going like rotating and then moving down. That is what I want to do. So I will broadcast a new message. I will name this message as simply rotate, and another message that I want to broadcast and name it as move. Very easy, very simple, good to go, right? That is what I'm going to do. And just grab both of these messages and place it right after it is visible. Okay, now let's code for these two messages and then move to the next part. So when I receive rotate and when I receive move, I want to do some set of, I want to basically rotate it and move it. So for it, what I'm doing, once I get or once I receive the rotate message, I want to rotate the duck. So what I will do, I will use this turn short duck along the y-axis. Of course, not the x-axis, the y-axis. So this is the y-axis basically, this one. So I want it to go down. So basically this green part is the y-axis. So what do I want to do? I want it to go down. So basically then turn it to 90 degree in 1 second and then repeat it 10 times. So basically it looks like this, like a twister. After this, once it is rotating, then I also want it to move down. So what I will do, I will make the short duck to move. I'll show it to you. In this case, it will be moving right. Let me show you why. Short duck. So I hope you can see this is what it's forward, downward, left and right position looks like, right? If I group it and rotate it, then only it will be good to go. But in this case, I'm using it without group. So therefore I have to determine in which particular location I wanted to move down in particularly. So in this way, as it is not grouped or rotated, so therefore I'm using it as right only. So once it is moving right means that means it will be going down only, right? Then of course I want to do it till 60 meters or 70 meters, let's say. I will go for 65 in between. And in how many seconds do you want to do it? Do you want to make it go fast or slow? So it's up to you. So you can choose 10 or 9 or 8, whichever you feel like it's good to go. After it's done with that, I want to hide it. So set the short duck visibility to false. Simple. I created it for just one duck, right? Now what do I want to do? Same way, I have to duplicate it for the other ducks as well. Very simple, very easy. Duplicate. I'll grab these and I will place them at the bottom. so that I have the space. Okay, I did duplicated it. Again, I will duplicate it and place it like this. So now just add it over here. But tell me one part that I'm missing. By the time you tell me what's the part that I'm missing, I'll change this part. So if duct2 is touching another object, check if duct2 is visible or not, then set duct2 to not be visible, then make sure that the short duck is going to duct2's position, and then do the same thing for the duct3. If the duct3 is visible, then change the score, then make it invisible, then make the short duck go to duct3, and then good to go. And then of course, rotate and move. Okay, now I'm waiting for your answers. What is the part that I'm missing? Please explain this post process. Okay, what is happening over here? If you can just check this particular code. What I'm doing, if duck3 is visible, that means it is not dead, right? If duck3 is visible, that means it is not dead. That means if the bullet is touching the duck3, then I have to first check, is it visible? Yes, it is visible. Then I want to increase the score by 1. So my score can be 2 or 3. It's up to you. Of course, it's up to the game. So let's say if my score is then increased by 1. That means now duck3 is shot. Once it is shot, then I will hide it. So I will use this duck3 to appear visibility false. Hide it. After that, what I want to do, I want to do the short duck animation in which the duck is falling like this. But for that, what do I want to do? I want this short duck, which I added under the ground, under the rocky path. I want it to go to duck3's XYZ global position. Why global? Because I don't know whether it will be at what axis it will be. So I want to get the global position, not the local one. After this, I want the short duck to appear and then broadcast 2 messages. One will be rotating, which is rotating the short duck in 90 degrees 10 times in 1 second, or you can increase the seconds also if you want to. If you do not want it to be this fast, you can increase the seconds as well. After that, I'm moving it down by 65 meters in 10 seconds. And once it is done, it has moved 65 meters, then make it disappear. Simple and easy process, right? Now you might be wondering, why are we checking is it visible or not? Because we are not creating clone of the ducks. We are not creating clone. We are just hiding them. So the ducks will hide. We are not creating clone of ducks again and again. It will hide, and then it will, therefore we are checking, is it hidden? Is it already dead? If it is already dead, then there is no need to do this part again. Then check, is this one dead? If it is, then okay, good to go. If it is not, then check, change the score, set the duck to invisible, and make the short duck go to that duck's position and then rotate and move. Very easy, very simple. I hope you understand it now. Score variable, make it visible. I will make it visible. I will make it visible. So what you can do is you can check it over here also, but I'm not going to do that. It doesn't look good, right? I'll show you how to create a UI also. So this is the part that we have done till now, but I asked you which is the part that I'm missing, and nobody was able to answer it. Not a problem. So I am checking these particular conditions, these 3 conditions just once. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? You have to tell me the answer. Yes. If it is yes, then explain why. If it is no, then explain why and how it can be catered. You have to tell me in the comments. Come on. I'm waiting for your answers, everybody. Forever. Exactly. That is what I'm missing. What I need to do is go in control palette and add a forever loop. So what will happen? Now, this particular broadcast will broadcast the duck down message and keep on checking if any one of the 3 ducks is shot. If it is shot, this will also keep checking which one is shot. Is it duck 1, duck 2, or duck 3? Based on that, it will rotate and move the short duck or the dead one. Right? That is what we wanted to do, or that is what we wanted to achieve. It will check continuously. Exactly. Very good. Amazing. All right. So I think now we are good to go for this particular part. Right. Okay. Now, now is the part to create the game UI. Let's just check it out first. Let's just see how it is working. So I'm going to click on the green flag and then let's check. So it's going to take some time to load. I'm going to wait. Look, right now it's saying loaded successfully, but it is still loading. For this also, we will be creating an entire user interface so that a loading screen will come up on the screen. It will say it is loading, please wait. And once it is loaded, then only we will, go forward. So I am waiting for the ducks to pop up. Let's see. Okay, there they are. Let's shoot it. I'm not that good with shooting part. Okay, we will wait around. Let's move our Toby. Make it move, jump. All right, now let's see where the ducks. Okay, there they are. Okay, one is shot down. One is also shot down. You can see it is rotating and then going down. Right. Okay, but it is rotating on the y-axis. If you want, you can change that also. So I want it to go down. So that I think then it will be along, it's going like this in y-axis. So instead of it, I think that is okay. Let's check x-axis. Okay, let's check it out. So shooting mechanism is working perfectly fine. The shot duck is also coming up on the screen. It's also working up perfectly fine. So that means there is no need to debug the code. That is perfectly fine. Forever, so it checks the if, right? Right, perfect. Okay. The next part is creating the user interface. Basically, what do we want to do? We want to create a user interface that looks very nice, right? But another part that I want to show you is that adding sounds. Right now, my game looks incomplete because there are no sounds. How can I check or where can I check where the ducks are? I don't know where the ducks are. I have to keep on looking up and checking around the entire environment to see whether the ducks are there or not. And if they are, then I'm shooting them down. Right? So that is what I'm doing. Okay. But I don't want to do that. What do I want to do? I want to add sounds. I'll also show you how to add sounds. Look, the duck is going down. It's good to go. Okay. So now what do I want to do is I want to add sound on the ducks, or you can also add sound in your gun as well. It's completely up to you. But for this, I'll come back to that particular part once I'm done with the designing the UI. Okay. Now let's talk about the user interface. Let's understand how the user interface will work and why it is necessary. So we have already coded it up. So that's the code part is also done. Now let's talk about the game UI and how to create this type of game UI and what is the extension to use. It's very interesting. It's one of my most favorite part of this environment or this PictoBlocks 3D and XR Studio. It's one of my favorite thing of to creating the such game UI. You can make it aesthetic, minimalistic. You can make it you can just basically change the entire structure on the look of the game that you create. So for this, what you have to do is go to extension palettes, which is right over here. I'm also annotating on my screen. Once you go to this, you will be able to see entire extension page opened over here. If you go, or what you can do is you can also search and search for content creation. Just simply click on it and the content creation extension will be added to your Pictoblocks project. Now is the time to understand what are all these. So first thing, you can create buttons using this extension. That button will come up on your screen. How to do that? Let me show it to you. Make a button. So over here, let's say I will name this button as start. I will enter the text that I want to be displayed on the button. So over here, I will name it as start in caps. Now I will choose the theme. Do I want it dark? Do I want it high contrast? Do I want it earthy? I can do that as well. So I can choose the type also. Is it a primary button, secondary or tertiary button? Then I want to check the background opacity. I can check it up as well. So let's say if I want the background opacity to be 50, then I can change the font also. So let's say if I want the font to be Monaco, then how much or the text size I want, 12 or 15 or 18, I can do that as well. And if you want to check, you can just click on preview. So there your start button will be. So you can see if you can also move it around if you want to. So this is your start button added on your screen. But I just wanted to show it to you, therefore I'm not adding it. But we are adding the paragraphs with button. So what we will do, we'll just click on make a paragraph. Name this paragraph as starting screen and add the text. So you can add text over here that you want in your starting screen. So that text can be like welcome to this game or any text that you want to add. So that is up to you. So let's say I will just add welcome to the duck hunt game. All right. Please click on the start button to begin the game. All right. That's it. Okay. Now, if you want, you can enter the paragraph also. So this was the header. I'm really sorry. This is where the paragraph will come, and this is the header. So it will be welcome to duck hunt game. Now I can add an image also. So if you want, you can add images also in your paragraphs. So that image will come on top of the paragraph. Let me do that. I'll just select one of the image that I made using AI. So let me just open this image. So I've added this duck hunt image. Now if I can choose the theme, so let's say I want to go for professional or pastel colors also are there, or earthy theme is also there. So I can do that as well. Then now what I want to do, I want to add a button as well. So for this, over here, I have this button option and just click here to add a button. So let me do that. Now it will be button one. Let's just keep it as button one only. Now I will change the text to start, and it is a primary button only, right? So if you want, this is the text that will appear on the button. So if you want, you can make it as capital also. And then you can also align the text. Do you want it in the center? Do you want it justified or left aligned, right aligned? You can also check out the font. Let's say I want it as Times New Roman. What the text size do you want to be? I want it to be medium, right? Where do you want the button to be? I want it to be at the center. What will the position of this entire screen? I want it at the center, or I want it at the top or top center. It's up to you, right? But I want it on the center part. Let's preview it. This is how it will look. This is my welcome duck hunt game screen. So then if I click on start, then I want to start the game. Very easy, very simple. Let's click on OK. And there we have it. Can you see it? This is the opening screen of my game. Very nice, Very simple and very easily I added my first screen or my first UI screen. Now, what do I want to do? What is something that I want to understand? Now I have to change or tweak my code a little bit. So it will be over here, as you can see, earlier it was when the green flag is clicked, do these part. We don't want to do this now. We want to do this part when the start button is clicked. So for it, what we will do first of all, we will show the starting screen. Whenever the green flag is clicked, we want to show the starting screen on the stage. After this, now we will create one more screen. Let's create and name this screen as loading screen. Now enter the header, loading the game. Sorry, loading the game. Now, please wait while we set up the game environment and make the ducks ready to fly. Nice. Then if you want, you can add a image also over here. So let's say if I want to add this image, or this one, this is also something that I used AI to create. Then you can also add a button, but in this case, button doesn't, I don't think so it is required. Change the theme again to earthy because that is the main theme that I'm going for my UI that I'm creating. If you want the text to be line in the center or justified, you can do that as well. You can change the font again to Times New Roman or something else. That's again up to you. So I'm going to change it to Times New Roman only. Then the position, I want it at the center. Let's preview. So this is what it will look like. But I feel like the text is small in size. So I'll go on back and I will make the text size as medium and then preview it again. Now I think it's good to go. So I will click on OK. It is added on the screen. Okay. Now, when the green flag is clicked, I want to show the starting screen and hide the loading screen, right? That is what I want to do. Okay. After this, what do I want to do? I want to create another screen in which I will be showing the scores. So for this, I'll go and make another paragraph. Now this will be scoring screen. Okay. Here I will enter the score. So this is the header. And here you can text out any other thing if you want to. And then you can also add an image. It's up to you. I will choose this as dark. Text size 2 should be small and it should be Times New Roman. And I want its position at the top left hand side only. Let's preview. Okay, let's go back. You shot 0 ducks. Now let's go to preview. Oops. Did I add it? No. Let me make it again. No worries. This will be scoring screen. Score. And then enter the paragraph. You shot 0 ducks. We will change it, of course. No need to worry. And then select it as dark. Or let's say I will again choose the only because let's stick to the theme. Make it default to Times New Roman, the font. Text size should be small only and I want its position to be in the middle. I can change the position as well. But let's say if it is in the middle, this is how it will look like. Okay, let's go back and change its position to this. I'm not able to preview it only because I've set up the screen as small. Okay, now let's click on OK. Now you can see it has been added on my screen. Okay. Then, of course, when the starting screen is showing up. So when the game starts, it doesn't show loading. When the game starts, it doesn't show the scoring screen. So therefore, whenever I'm pressing on the green flag, I want to show the starting screen and hide the scoring and loading screen. After this, I want to wait for one particular second and then make my make this or set the score accordingly. So what do I want to do is set scoring screen's body to input text. Basically, here I will use join and I will just type u short dash, and then here I want to add another join because I want to join scoring or the score variable space ducks. So now I will place it over here. Now what will happen? It will keep on changing as the score changes. So let's say if I shot two ducks, here it will say you shot two ducks. Then if I shot three, it will say you shot three ducks. Therefore, I'm using join, two joins together so that it creates a basic body part or the body of the text of this particular screen that I added, the scoring screen. Now this part is good to go. Now what do I want to do? Now is the next part. Now when the scoring screen is visible, I'll go to content creation. Now when the scoring screen, sorry, the starting screen, button one is clicked. Button one is basically your start button. When it is clicked, I want first to hide it. Of course, that means the game has started. So I want to hide the starting screen. Then what do I want to do? I want to show the loading screen. Right? That is what I want to do. Then, once I'm showing the loading screen, then I want to reload the scene. Right? This particular block. Reload the scene. Okay. Any question till now? I'm coming back to the chat box. So if you have any question, just let me know. But this part is very easy. Once you just try it out yourself, you will see it's very nice and easy to and good to go. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? Very simply, I just want to, once my scene is reloaded, I want to set my first person perspective or FPF to Toby. So what I will do, wait for 1 second, add my Rocky Path world to the collision world, and then set the first person player control on Toby. After that, once it is of course reloaded, then I want to hide the loading screen and show the scoring screen. Very simple, very easy. Then just grab these and place it over here. Simple, easy, good to go. This is what happened. So basically, when I click on the start button, I want to hide the starting screen, show the loading screen, reload the scene of the entire game. Wait for 1 second, set the rocky world, this path that I added, this environment, to collision world. Set the first person player control on Toby. Then hide the loading screen. That means the game is loaded, and show the scoring screen. And then implement these part, which I already explained. Okay, one more thing that is, okay. Okay. Now okay, we already have updated the score. That is also okay. Now over here, can you see once we update the score, it will of course be updated over here, but it will only be updated over here once. I'm not updating it over here. So what do I have to do is I have to just duplicate this block, scroll down and place it down over here. I'll tell you why. I'll show it to you why actually. Okay. Now where do I want to place it? I want to place it above the broadcast message. Now over here, it was the same thing that we have to do. So whenever one duck is down, then I want to change the score. Okay. And then of course, set the score screen body to that particular score that the person has got. So that is why I added this particular block over there. Okay. Let's just duplicate it once more and place one over here for this duck and place one for duck number 3. Okay. Very simple, very easy, good to go. All right, I think I need to move this a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Now my part is completed. This part is done. Good to go. Let's check it out. Shall we? Click on full screen, click on green flag. Once I click on green flag, only start screen is visible, right? On the center of the stage. Then I will click on start. Now the loading screen will be visible. Loading screen is visible. Loading the game. Please wait while we set up the game environment and make the duck ready to fly. Right? That is good to go. We're going to wait until our game is successfully loaded. Do drop your questions or queries if you have any, if you want me to repeat any process. Right now it is saying you shot 5 ducks because it didn't refresh it. So now you have to tell me what is the part that I'm missing. Okay, I need to shoot them. Come on. All right, we will see. Let's go to another part where we can shoot and see the ducks properly. Let's maybe travel over here. Till the time I'm traveling and shooting some of the ducks, you have to tell me which part am I missing? Which part do I need to check whether or change the score to 0? I've already told you what you have to do. So 6 duck, then 7, and then I will be okay. Let's go for it, Vivek. Okay, 8. Good to go. Now you have to tell me what do I have to do. Let's go back to the coding part. I'm waiting for your answers in the live chat box. Let me check it out. Initialize values in content. When green flag is clicked, set score to 0. Amazing. Super. Fantastic. So when the green flag is clicked, I want to set the score to 0. Okay. So that is what I was missing. So when the green flag is clicked, go to variables and set score to 0. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Good to go. All right. Now I am going to tell you how to code for the sound part. Right now, my game is good to go. I am able to shoot down the ducks. I am able to move around. My ducks are also moving. The short duck is also animated perfectly fine. But there is one thing that I want, or one thing that is missing in my game, and that is adding sounds. How to do that? Now let's go to design and let's start adding the sound. So what do I want to do? Okay. What do I want to do? I will go to this ducks and open this also. So you have 3 ducks over here, right? These are the 3 ducks. So what I will go in this particular palette, this one. Okay, let me annotate it on my screen. This one. Over here, I have all the sounds and musics and all. So let's go over here and let's search for duck. This is the duck sound. So duck sound is added where it is. This is the duck sound right over here. Right? Can you see? But I don't want it over here. So I've just delete it from here and I will show it to you how to get it over there. Okay. So let's go to duck 1. Now go to sound palette once again. Search for duck and grab it and place it right on top of it. Right. Same way, grab it and place it on top of it. Okay. Now this one is for duck number 1. So grab this and place it over here. Right. This one is for duck number 2 basically. Okay, grab it and place it over here. Then let's add one for our last duck. Sorry. Go over here, duck, add it just like this. Okay, now grab it and place it in here. So now all the ducks have duck sound in them, right? It's good to go. Let me just check it out. Sorry. Oops, I by mistake added two duck sound in this one. Okay, this one is of that particular duck. All right, now it's good to go. Okay. So now all the three ducks have sound in it. So as you can see, all of the three ducks that I've added have sound in it. And this is what my group looks like. All right. Now let's go to code. Let's start the coding process. The code of the making the duck sound is very easy. What you all you need to do is just understand it a little bit. Okay. So what do I want to do? I will first make some changes over here in the repeat part when the duck is moving forward. What do I want to do? I will first make a variable and I will name it as sound type. Okay. I will name it as sound type. Now I want to set the sound type to be picked a random from 1 to 3. That means I want not all the three ducks to do quack quack at one time, right? So I don't want to do that. What do I want to do? I want to make them speak one by one or make them sound one by one or make them do quack quack one by one. I don't want to do quack quack until they are shot down. No, that will be annoying, right? It will not be real world like. So therefore, what I will do, grab this, set sound type and pick random from, pick random from 1 to 3. So that not all the three are quacking again and again or at once. Therefore, I'm doing this part. After this, what do I want to do? Then I want to broadcast a message, a new one, which will be quack. Or you can name it any other also if you want to. That's up to you. All right. Let me just grab it and place it underneath. Grab this and grab this. Now, when I receive quack, I want to make the sound. How to do that? Let's check on that also. Let's say if the sound type let's say if I want the sound type, let's say if the sound type is equals to 1. If sound type is equals to 1, what do I want to do? I want to play the sound of duck 1, but only if it is visible, right? So what I will do, I will first of all, again, grab a if condition over here and check whether duck 1 is visible or not. Duck 1 is visible. Go to operators, grab this equals to sign 1 is true or not. If it is visible, then only I want to play the duck 1 sound. Okay, so it will be play duck 4. It will be, I think, yeah, it will be duck 4. So check it around. So make sure you can also rename it if you want to. And the same way you have to do it for the next one. All right. Let me also check some live comments. Let me see if you are facing any issues. Okay. As of now, none. But if you do so, if you want me to repeat any part, do let me know. I will be more than happy to do so. Okay. After this, what do I want to do? Very simple, very easy. I want to do the same part, but for sound type 2. But when it is sound type 2, what do I want to do? I want to make it, I want both the duck to quack. So if the sound type is 2, and if duck 1 is visible, and then I want to check if duck 2 is visible or not, then again, play this quack sound. Simple, very easy. But in this time, what I want to do, I want to wait also because don't want them to quack together. No, that will be again annoying. So I will wait it for 0.5 seconds and add wait block for in between both of them. Right. The purpose is to make it look more real life as possible. Then add it right over here. Okay. Same way, I can just duplicate this part, place it over here. And if the duck sound type is 3, that means all the 3 ducks sound will be played. So if duck 3 is visible, then only play the duck 3 sound and wait. Okay. Now, one more thing. Now, over here, we have another thing that I want to check out. I think that's good to go then. Duck sound type 1, then duck visible, then play this duck sound, play this duck sound, play, play, play. Yeah, good to go. Over here also I've made it broadcast the quack and set duck sound and pick from 1 to 3. Okay, now let's check it out. Let's see how it's going to look. Click on green flag, click on start button, wait till it's loading. All right, let's wait till the game is loading up. All right, you can see the loading screen is now gone. I'm not sharing sound. Let me share sound. Okay. I hope you are able to hear the ducks. I'll go in full screen mode and I will search. So there are the ducks right over there. Oh, 2 are down. Okay. Let's go to some other place. So what you can do is right now I'm moving my cursor. I'm using the mouse pointer. So instead of it, what you can do, let me stop the game. Instead of it, what you can do is you can also do F10. That means just press F10, the F10 function key. It will take your game to full screen. That means full person perspective, full 1%, the first person perspective. And then your cursor will be not be visible. Your cursor will be your gun only. So you can move around your gun without any hesitation or without making it shoot also. So that is something that you can also do as well. All right. So let me also show that to you. Function F10. So I don't know if it is going to be visible or not, but as you can see, it's going to work perfectly fine. And now I'm able to move my ducks and more. All right. So that is something that I just wanted to show off to you. Okay. So this is how exactly you can do this particular part. And I think it's good to go. And now I'm waiting for some of your questions if you have any, so that I can answer. If you want me to repeat any particular part, I can do that as well. All right. So I'm waiting for all your response, everybody. Let me just stop this. It's going working perfectly fine. Any questions so far? I think the game is good to go. You don't have to add gun sound. You can do that also. Of course, you can do that. Of course, you can do that. So what you can do is go to design, same way, go to design. Over here in the sound palette, first of all, I will go to the gun so that, or the AR camera, I'll go over there. Then in the sound palette, I'll search for gun or fire or shoot. Okay, let me just check it out. Which one will fit? Mm, bonk. I think bonk will fit. So there are a lot of sounds. So therefore, I'm just checking it out which one will fit perfectly in this particular gun setup that I have. So you can see we have a lot of sound. Duck sound is already added. Um, Footstep is also there, but no, of course, that would make sense. Mm, nope. Laser. I can add laser, but it's not a laser gun. But if you want, you can add it also. Pew. Pew, I think, is also good. Pop is also good. Let's see what pew sound like. I think it is something that you can add. Pew is something that you can add if you want to. Right. So let's just grab this pew and place it in the AR camera. Where is my AR camera? Oops, 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 oops. Okay, let me just not do this. First, close it. Then select it, scroll up. Okay, delete it. Go over here in the AR camera, first person gun. Go over here, select or type pew, grab it and place it over here. Where it is, right? And then now what I can do is I can first of all, if you don't want to, you can also remove it as well. That's not a problem. Go to code. Now, when I create a clone of bullet, and when the bullet starts as a clone, and when it is visible, then only I want to play the pew sound. Play sound pew. All right, let's check it out. Right, good to go. So if you want, you can, of course, you can choose any other sound. I just wanted to demonstrate it. That is why I just added this one. If you want, you can choose any other sound also. So now you can see my blocks are very, like, they're not so tidily placed. So what I can do is I can just right click and just click on clean up blocks. So this will clean up the entire space for me, right? So you can see now all the blocks are set in a line in a nice row and it's good to go. So this is the complete activity of creating your own 3D duck hunt game. It was one of the best activities and I loved creating it. I have tested it out multiple times. I've created it in a lot of different ways also, added more parts to it. So you can do that as well. You can also create same way you can create other games also, like the one that I showed you previously, in which you can add objects and you can shoot those objects. You can add predefined aliens that are moving in the space and also do that. What you can do is you can add a first person perspective to Toby, but it is looking like a spaceship is shooting. You can do that as well. So what you can do is just add a spaceship with guns in the AR camera and set it as first person perspective to Toby. And then when it is moving in the space, you can make it shoot. You can make it shoot laser beams. You can do that also. So there are a lot of possibilities that you can do. This gun or this 3D hunt duck hunt game just was a like an experience that I wanted you to have, because this is one of the OG games that you all must have played or heard about. So therefore I just wanted to have this game as a learning experience for these two sessions. Now if you have any other questions, do let me know. Don't we have to use sound of gun? I think we have already used it. Why are we not using Python? Rishabh, as I mentioned it earlier also to you, that this is an intermediate level of training program. The first one was starting at the basic level where we understood about 3D designing and everything. The second one is more advanced into coding perspective, We are creating 3D games. Created this entire game, and look at the code. It's big, of course. It's big, and it's not difficult to understand, but of course, once you understand the entire algorithm, then it's easy. But it is intermediate level. Then in the advanced one, we will step into Python world also. So you don't worry about it. Of course, you can code it in Python too. This is cool. Can't wait to finish mine and show off to my students. Yes, it is the coolest game. You can create so many games like this in the 3D and XR studio of PictoBlocks. Feel free to do that, of course. Of course, do not forget to save it. Just click on save and then save it up. And then let's go back to the screen. All right. Now, one more DIY. Of course, this is the last one for this particular training program, right? In this DIY, complete the Archery Arena competitive game. So what you can do is you can add scoring system, you can add different boards. So what you can do is, I have seen a lot of archery games and I've personally played a lot. So in a lot of games, what happen is there is wind speed also. You can do and check out that as well. If you can also figure out how you can implement that too. If not that, there were a lot of this particular setup which is there on the screen. So what you can do is you can make this particular part also move. So the shooting part or the aiming part can be also moving. So you can make it move in, or the panel where this person has to shoot, you can make it move in different directions and then make the archer shoot the bow. Oh, sorry, shoot an arrow. So that is something that you can do, right? And was just one of the example that you can create. Of course, you can try out more DIY projects and you just feel free to do so. One moment I would like to take to thank you all for your hard work and dedication throughout this journey of this training program. I have seen all of you working so hard, replying to comments, replying to messages, helping out all the teachers together in the teachers community groups. And it's so nice to see that how everybody collectively try to work and just enhance their skills. This is something that we all at STEMpedia team appreciate, and we all are so glad to see that all of you have been working so hard and dedicated towards sharpening your hands-on or sharpening your knowledge about this environment so that you can pass on that knowledge to your students as well. And I have to say, I'm over the moon, and I'm because of the excitement, because I really want to see what all you will be creating for your capstone projects, what all you will be creating and submitting for your DIYs, and how exactly you will be able, how exactly you're going to teach this particular, this setup or these kind of games in your classroom. Whenever I try to make my game, okay, it happens. It happens. Just check it out. Just check out the RAM daily combo and do let me know if it is happening again and again. We will be more than happy to provide further support. Right. So this is something that I really wanted to do. Just appreciate your hard work, appreciate all of you and your dedication towards learning these new technologies in this latest era. In this latest tech-driven era, of course, it's very difficult to take out time in your real life, of course, because you already have a lot on your plate, and taking out time to learn these skills is very well appreciated for all of you. And of course, I very humbly and very well praise the STEMpedia team, the entire team who has been working so hard, dedicated towards making such training programs more successful and making them more more towards technology driven. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoy these training sessions. Do let us know your feedback in the post survey form, because that is something that will help us out to cater your needs and show you how exactly you will be able to excel in the upcoming future training programs, or how we can make them more innovative and better. Now, before moving forward and ending the session, of course, as I promised, we will be talking about the caption project and the top performance criteria, and also what is the last date to submit your project. Let me showcase it to you. So on your course on the LMS, as you can see, we are done with session number 5. All you need to do is go over here, check out each and every part. So if there's something that you just want to check, if there is something that you think that is missing out, check it out, mark complete each and every lesson content. Once you do so, you will be able to move to game, upload, and just upload it. Once I'm done uploading it, it will be also marked complete. All right, now here's the welcome screen part and all. Once I'm done with this, okay, it's waiting to be approved. Once it is approved, then you can go to the next part, which is the archery competitive game, and then your caption project. All right, let me just give me 1 second. Let me approve it. Just 1 second. I'm approving my own assignment. Kindly allow me a moment till the time I'm looking at the chat box as well. Thank you, sir, for this special appreciation. Of course, you all deserve it. You all deserve it. You all have done such an amazing job in this journey of learning. And of course, I really appreciate all of you and your hard work. Why not? You deserve the appreciation. All right, let me just check it out. I think I have approved it. I need to just refresh it again. All right, let me go over here and just allow me a moment. Approved. No worries. So let me show you the caption project page over here. Okay, not a problem. Let me present another screen so that I can show it to you. I got it. Allow me a moment. Thank you for the sessions. Oh, no worries. Of course, as I mentioned, I really love taking these kind of training programs because it not just only, you know, it's not just only passing on knowledge to you, but it's also a learning process for me as well. Because I am also the one who is learning such new content, trying out more things that how can I or can we make more such content that will help you out in your classroom as well. So I just wanted to, just have an experience of that as well. So that is the only reason. And yeah, all right. I'm just going to present my screen. Just allow me a moment. Sharing. All right. So these are the criteria for caption project. I hope you can now see it on the screen. So the criteria is very simple. It's very easy. And of course, I want you to understand it in depth. So these are the criteria. First is design and creativity, which will be standing out as 25 points. Design and creativity comes apart with neatness and finish of the entire project that you create. So we really appreciate how neat project how neatly you have presented your project. If it is finished or not, if it is just an example or maybe a prototype of a project. So we really appreciate a finished project. So therefore, design and creativity stands apart at 25 points with design accuracy and proper animation order as well. So that is something that will give you 25 points. Then is execution and accuracy. Of course, the idea, the way you will be executing it, and the way you will be utilizing the environment. If you're covering all the aspects that are being taught in this training session or in this training program, then of course you will be awarded with 25 points. Then we have YouTube guidelines, which are very necessary to follow because in Capstone project, it is mandatory to submit the YouTube video of your Capstone project. So let's say if you create two Capstone projects, so there will be two separate YouTube videos for the same. Okay, so that is something that you need to figure out, but only submit the one which you think is top notch, right? Since it is going to be a top performers race, so you only submit the one which you think is the top notch one. Then in the YouTube part, of course, you have to follow the content. So basically, there are YouTube guidelines, content guidelines that is linked in on the LMS only, which will be open for all of you. So you can just click on it and there will be a PDF, which I showed it to you in the previous sessions as well. I will show it to you right now also. Then we have title and description, which is going to be one of the major part or a major role in your YouTube guidelines, mentioning all the key elements of. So this is the YouTube content guidelines. Basically, YouTube title should be good to go, YouTube description, and the settings. And also just make sure you go through this entire PDF, try to understand everything in detail, and then you will be good to go. After this, then there is another part, which is this part. So let me also share this as well. Yeah. This is the part in which you need to understand about what is the relevance of this particular project that you create. So you need to check the gaming relevance of the same. So let's say if the gaming relevance of this particular project, how exactly it will be aligning to such themes. So I have just mentioned a few of the themes. Of course, it can be different, but you have to make sure that it should be relevant to what you have learned in this training program. So I've given few example like sustainable development game. So you can have students learn about sustainability and how exactly it works around using this PictoBlocks 3D and XR Studio. So what you can do is you can create a classroom in which you can add elements, you can talk about sustainable development goals, you can add this content creation extension also, you can utilize that as well to understand about it. Then you can also create AI driven quiz also. AI driven quiz is basically you will be using content creation extension only in which you can add quizzes also. So what you can do is just you can create quiz as well. This is something that is there. You can you just make sure to visit the content creation extension, go through it and check out the quizzes as well. Then gamified traffic rule learning is one of the very good example that is there. So kids really do want to understand and as a growing age, even I was facing issues when I wasn't aware about these traffic rules. So same way what my teachers did, they taught the entire class about traffic rules using games. Very important in this age. Then climate crisis challenge is something that you can also create. So you can add different parts to it. Something you can also gamify it as well. So let's say and show them also. What you can do is you can also add some of the elements like what are the things that are affecting the climate. So you can shoot those elements also. If you shoot the ones that are affecting the climate, you will get plus 10 points. If you're shooting the wrong elements, you will get minus 5 points. So that is something that you can also figure out. Then math, adventure, quest. Again, this can be a quiz also. This can be using some of the elements of content creation, then using some of the elements of gamification as well. A polished car game. So what we did, we made a car game, right? That was drive and smash. You can upgrade that also. What you can do is you can add various parts to it. So there will be level 1 in which there is normal playing ground. Then you can add level 2, and that level 2 will be unlocked only when you clear level 1. Then level 3, and that will be unlocked if you clear level 2 and 1. So that is something that you can also do. A first person perspective game, as I mentioned, create archery game. You can create any other game like Call of Duty, Counter Strike. Of course, I'm just giving an example. So you can take such games as an example. You can create some more games related to that also. In first person perspective, you can also create Temple Run, right? You can do that as well. You can create Angry Bird if you want to. So this is something that you can do. Temple Run would be very, very attractive to the users. So what you can do is you can make the animals run behind the person who's running. You can add more part to it, like if there will be a stoppage or a tree or a trunk fallen, make it jump from that. So such kind of elements you can also add, and it will be good to go. Then of course the additional criteria is already mentioned. You can go and check it out. Now, how you can be a part of top performers race? There are three major criteria for the same. Number one is submission of your capstone project. Capstone project, of course, includes your YouTube video and your project. Following all of these guidelines that are mentioned on your LMS course. Then the second one, or the second criteria, will be making sure that you submit the pre-survey form. Third is making sure that you submit the post-survey form. These are the only three criteria to be a part of top performers race. Very simple, very easy. Just caption project and pre and post survey forms. Right. After this session, we will again share the pre and post survey form together in the WhatsApp group so that you can submit it and share your feedback with us. Because as I mentioned, using this feedback, we try to cater our upcoming training programs in such a way that all of you are benefited from the same. So it is mandatory for you all to submit the pre and post survey form that we will be sharing once again in all the WhatsApp groups. Okay. And then of course you have to make your capstone project and submit it timely. Now, when I'm talking about timely, let me also mention what is the deadline for the same. Okay. I understand. I completely understand that the deadline is something that will be a little coming harsh towards you, but you need to understand that deadline is perfectly aligned with all of you and your work and how much hard work and dedication you have done. So therefore, today is 22nd January for me over here in Delhi in India. The deadline or the last date to submit your project will be 31st January 2025. That is the deadline to submit your project. So make sure you go through each and every part. Make sure you check out each and every session again. Make sure that if there is anything or any doubt that you have or any issue that you're facing, drop it in the WhatsApp group. My entire team will be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so that's not a problem. But all you have to do is you have to make sure that everything that you are sharing or everything that you are doing is good to go. Right. I'm seeing a lot of amazing messages in the chat box. Thank you so much, everybody. Of course, it's amazing to have you all and have you all as a part of this particular training program. It's amazing to be here as your mentor and your guidance. So thank you so much. And congratulations to you all completing this journey of this particular training program. And I will see you in the next one very soon. Thank you so much to the entire Stempedia team as well, the team who has dedicatedly working at the back end. Thank you so much to everybody and all of you as well for joining in. We'll see you until then. Have a nice day. Bye bye.